Fuck it. Alright, well, fuck it. I was trying to play our opening song, but it wasn't working, so. Breaking news out of the NASCAR weekend. Stewart Haas Racing is ceasing all operations effective immediately at the end of the 2024 season, leaving 4 drivers in the Cup, 2 drivers in the Xfinity Series without a ride in 2025. We had the Indy 500. We had the Rain Short Coca-Cola 375. We had the Formula One Monaco Grand Prix. We had Xfinity. We had Truck. This is Motor Racing Podcast after Memorial Day weekend, after the greatest weekend of racing. But so, Kevin, what do we want to talk about?
Man, I don't know where to start. To be completely honest, Monaco, we all expected Max to go in there and dominate, right? All 3 of us picked Max because why not Max? For Leclerc to come in and do what he did, especially at Monaco and at his home track, and I think that's the most exciting thing about it, is to be able to win for those guys, as important as that race is to their career, and it being his hometown, it just makes it that much more special.
Oh, absolutely. And, like, you would think, and then Max Verstappen's all pissed off, angry. He said the race sucked. He only said the race sucked because he did not win the Monaco Grand Prix. That's my honest opinion, how I look at it. But I feel like this. They should, with how big these cars are nowadays, they should modify that racetrack and change it around a bit. So they can have more passing in certain zones. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, because going around Monaco, especially in these big F1 cars now, it takes a lot of talent to even take it too wide in most places.
It does.
And those really, the corners are really your only passing option for DRS. So.
But the scariest thing of it all was the lap 1 crash of Sergio Perez. Holy crap. So glad nobody was injured in that crash. If it wasn't for that halo, we would have lost Sergio Perez on Sunday.
Oh, that's a fact.
Like, F1 has had so many safety features with this halo, and IndyCar with the aero screen, that so many lives have been saved. You know how many F1 drivers we could have lost over the course of the last 5 years? We could have lost Lewis Hamilton. We could have lost Max Verstappen, Roman Grosjean, Sergio Perez. We could have lost a lot of drivers over the last 3 or 4 years or so. The same with IndyCar. We could have lost Will Power years ago when the tire flew off at Iowa and basically smacked dead end into his aero screen. So with all these safety features, we've had just thankfully none of the locals in Monaco was injured. I think the coolest part about Monaco is living in Monaco and you get to watch the race for fucking free from either a hotel or from your balcony of your fucking boat, bro, or your yacht. How cool would it be to just sit on a yacht and just watch a big race going on for actually no cost at all?
Man, I'd be in heaven. I mean, that would be. I'm turning my phone off. I don't care who died. I don't care what's going on in the world. Leave me alone.
Right.
That would be my final my bliss in life, to sit on the top of a yacht in the Italian sun and watch the Monaco Grand Prix.
I think it was 2004, 2005. Kimi Räikkönen was crashed out of the Monaco Grand Prix. They're going to show him sitting on his yacht, drinking, his shirt off, swimsuit on, just having a good old time and partying on his yacht since he was out of the race. I think it was Kimi Räikkönen, if I'm not correct. It was a long. I remember it. So he crashed out. They said, there's no Kimi Räikkönen up there with a beer, drinking, shirts off, swimming trunks are on, just having a good old time.
I think it was Raikkonen.
Yeah, Iceman. Sounds like it was Iceman. I'll tell you what though. After 4.5 hours, the Indianapolis 500 finally got underway in what was one of the most spectacular races I had seen in a long, long time. So,
I would have to agree. I mean, like Sunday, I feel like could have been one of the best days in racing. I think because of the weather, it got knocked down to a good day of racing. I mean, we got. Did we get the entirety of the Indy 500?
yes, the race had to finish by 8:15. It was either race to 200 laps or race to 8:15.
Is 200 normal Indy 500?
Yep.
Okay, so we got an entire, even though to the weather, we got a whole Indy 500.
And on top of that, Kyle Larson, man, was racing his ass off in Indy. If it wasn't for a speeding penalty, he could have at least had a top 5 finish or a top 10 finish. He led 4 laps in Indianapolis 500. He keeps saying, "Oh, I'd love to come back and do this again. I'd love to come back and do this again." But remember, he has that 2-year deal with with McLaren to run the 500 again next year. So let's hope we dust it off. Shut up and try again next year. But the rain really screwed up a great day. I mean, Larson didn't even get a chance to sit in his car for the 600 at all. But we'll get to that in a minute. But congrats to Joseph Newgarden. My heart was pulling for Pato Onward, and I was like, no, my heart broke for Pato. So close, so close. But Joseph
Newgarden
swooped in and said, "Not today, my friend, not today."
and went back to back at the Brickyard.
Yep. Now, so Honda had some issues. Honda had 3 blowing motors. Here's what I'm thinking was the cause of that. The way the weather was, and like in the electronics that IndyCar uses, I'm thinking that maybe some of the electronics was affected by the rain, that it caused a lot of the Honda engines to malfunction. Now, after Catherine Legge exited the race, she was signing autographs with fans. So,
I mean, what else do you have to do besides leave the racetrack pissed off? I mean,
right? Unless you're Ricky Stenhouse Jr., you wait and just beat the motherfucker who spun you out.
I mean, hey, stick around. Hey, maybe everybody should learn from Ricky Stenhouse. You stick around and you end up with a $75,000 fine.
Yeah, stick around and fuck around here and find out, right?
Yeah.
But no,
Kyle Larson really surprised me in the Indy 500.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to run really well and up there, 60 laps in, and he started knocking competitors off one by one. Like he was marching through the field. And I was like, Larson might end up, and at one point I thought he was going to win that race. And who knows, without the speeding penalty, Larson might have taken a rookie win in the Indy 500.
Yep. And for those of you who are listening, don't get all bitchy and pissy because Kyle Larson won the Indy 500 Rookie of the Year, not the Rookie of the Year for the IndyCar season. For those who are new to IndyCar and don't know nothing, look, listen here. The Indy 500 has a certain set of rookies. If there's 4 rookies in the race, they're all going to fight for the rookie of the Indianapolis 500. They call it Rookie of the Year because they only do the 500 once a year. Kyle Larson, sure, he wasn't the highest finishing rookie, no, but he raced his ass off. Talent is what gets you Rookie of the Indianapolis 500. Look at Jimmy Johnson, for example.
Mm-hmm.
He won the Rookie of the Year in his lone Indianapolis 500. And he did one hell of a job before crashing out. But hell, it doesn't matter where you finish in the 500. If you're the highest performing rookie, you're going to get the Rookie of the Year honors. It's not that hard. And that's what some people need to understand when it comes to the sport.
And some of these rookies have been racing, the junior cars and, maybe a couple off IndyCar races. Some of these rookies already have experience, and Larson just hopped in and went.
Well, you put that man in any type of car, he's gonna race his ass off. I mean, look how many dirt races he won in 2020 while he was suspended. Almost every single one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sorry, the wind is blowing. That's probably why it's cutting in and out. But other than that, when the moment that green flag hit, I'm thinking to myself, Larson's about to kick some fucking fire under everybody's ass and show everybody how much talent he has. And I tell you what, boy, did he show how much talent he had.
Yeah, and it sucks that he didn't get to showcase his complete talent, considering he didn't get to run any laps in the 600.
Yeah, I know. And it's like that same, it's funny how the same storm system that affected the start of Indianapolis 500 caused the end of the Coca-Cola 600. And that rain also moved through Ohio, moved through my area as well. And I'm thinking, well, ain't that about a bitch?
Yeah, it was here when the Coca-Cola 600 went green. It was here hitting my area in East Tennessee, and it made it to Charlotte within an hour and a half.
Yeah, but we had we had a lot of other racing going on. We had ARCA racing Friday night. I was in the middle of watching ARCA, and then my TV cut out. I said, well, fuck it. So we had, I want to say, Tanner Gray won Friday night ARCA race, and who won the Truck Series again? Was it Nicholas Sanchez?
Yep.
Nicholas Sanchez won on Friday night. Saturday was the Xfinity Series. Who won that?
Xfinity. Oh, shit.
Oh, Chase Elliott.
That's why it didn't click.
Yeah. Chase Elliott won that. And then Christopher Bell won the Coca-Cola 600. That was rain shortened. So upon doing further research, one of my Facebook friends, he worked the 2017 Coca-Cola 600, and the city of Concord has a noise curfew after 1 a.m. So that's one of the main reasons why NASCAR had called the race on Sunday because of the noise ordinance after 1 a.m.
See, there's not a whole lot of residences anywhere near Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not in the middle of it, but it's in pretty much an industrial part of town.
Yeah.
Minus the car dealerships down the street. And
yeah, but it also, yeah.
When you're at Hendrick Cars,
Mm-hmm.
The Chevrolet dealership, it's a mile and a half down the road. You can't hear them at the racetrack, so I don't understand why the noise ordinance would even make a difference, because you can't hear them. Because
Concord County, because the county that Concord is in, there's some nearby neighborhoods that aren't too far from the track that you can hear the racing, and I guess that rule has been in effect for the past 30 plus years for noise after 1 a.m. That's why most of the time, if they have to get a race at Charlotte finished at way past 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, it has to be done by 12:30 in the morning. Like the Winston, for example, in 2001, it ended at exactly 1 a.m. with Jeff Gordon crossing the line as a victor. So they just basically now if you're Daytona, they don't care. You can race till 4 a.m. for all we freaking care.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much why, and the humidity can play a factor in drying the racetrack. Unfortunately.
If it's any other race, I tell NASCAR, screw it, call it. But we didn't get a Coca-Cola 600.
We got a Coca-Cola 375.
To me, with it being the Coke 600, if it rains out and you can't get control of the track just because of the race that it is, you come back the next day.
Well, but per NASCAR rulebook, if the race is already halfway, they have to call it.
See, and I think there needs to be exceptions in crown jewel races like this.
Which I agree.
Because the prices, I've been to 3 Coca-Cola 600s. And the prices between that weekend and Charlotte and the Roval, or even when it was still back on the oval in the fall, prices are like Coca-Cola 600 weekend. If you want to sit in a general grandstand like where I was sitting right coming out of the Tri-Oval every year I go, it's $172 a pop. Now they have tickets as low as like $69, but they're shit tickets. And then for the same seat in the fall, it's $89 a pop. So to me, the fans didn't get their money's worth. Screw us at home. You know, the people, the over 100,000 something people that attended the Coke 600 got screwed out of probably half their money. And to me, that's where I stand on like the Coke 600. The Daytona 500 should be that way. I mean, hell, if they did that with the Cup, if it so happened that the Cup Championship race got rained out after a little over halfway, I'm sure we would have some really pissed off fans. So, I mean, why? To me, they need to make exceptions.
And I agree. And I'm sure something will get figured out as time goes on. But it suck that we didn't get the chance to get it finished? No. Yes. But I got to give credit to Justin Allgaier. 13th at the time of the red flag. He kept that 5 car on the lead lap and just kept on moving.
Man, at one point he had the fastest car on the racetrack. And this is, I have to completely agree and congratulate Justin Allgaier, because the last car, the Gen 6 car, it led me to believe that he was probably going to wreck that 5 car, because he doesn't have a good track record with Cup cars at all.
No, that's true.
And he had me on pins and needles all night. But when at some point you can tell that Justin got comfortable and he just put the pedal down, and he pulled a Ricky Bobby and told him over the radio, he said, "With all due respect, I'm about to do some driving."
Yeah. And if the race if the rain never came, it could have been possible that Carlson would have won that race. He would have got the points, but the win would have went to Justin Allgaier. And what a way to get your first Cup win. Another driver, you fill in for a driver that's in Indianapolis running the biggest race of his career. You come to Charlotte, you race almost the majority of the race, driver comes in, puts his butt in that 5 car and wins it, and you get your first Cup win.
I mean, that would have been really cool.
It's only happened one other time before, in 2007 at a Busch race. I want to say it was Eric Almirola that got the win, but Denny Hamlin finished the race.
Okay.
Yeah, so something happened one other time before. But it also makes you wonder, like these what ifs, you know?
And what if, you know, and it is still a what if Larson, it didn't rain and Larson didn't make it to the 600 as Justin Allgaier marched to the front and went the 600?
Ooh.
Because, like I said, right there, Cliff Daniels told him on the radio. I was listening in and out on the NASCAR app between radios. And Cliff told Justin like 15 laps before that he was the fastest car on the racetrack.
Damn.
By 0.4 of a second. So he was almost half a second faster than the leader.
Yeah, and what's crazy is, and what's crazy about that, because Allgaier races for Junior Motorsports, he knows how to control these Hendrick cars. That's another impressive move.
Yeah, and I mean, we see what he did in pretty much the race was official. In a normal cup race, we would have definitely gotten the whole race in a normal weekend's race with it not being as long. To be a top 15 finish, if the night would have went on and he didn't win, he had a top 5 car.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So, I mean, Justin went in, and granted, it was with Hendrick. He had an awesome team with an awesome crew chief behind him, and cheering him on the radio from behind the wheel. So I think that had a big factor in it too. But once he got comfortable and that car started going forward, you knew it was going to be a fun time watching Justin come to the field.
Yeah, it's like no practice, no qualifying, P13. It's race day. It's Sunday. You're with your family. You're at home with your family. Mr. H. Car said, "Hey, you're jumping in this car tonight." And you're in your whole. I don't know what his whole mind was like. Man, I'm about to race in one of these biggest races. I'm filling in for one of the best drivers there is right now. What do I do, and how do I keep this car in one piece until he gets here? I'm pretty sure all that was racing through his mind.
I feel like that's why he rode around the back of the field for that first big part of the race. And then when they told him, asked him, "Hey, are you, we need to try and keep it on the lead lap." And he went up there and started passing William Byron back and Christopher Bell and those guys, got his lap back. Like Alex Bowman, man, he better watch out because Justin might just come take his place.
Right. I mean, I've been a fan of Justin Allgaier for years. He's one of my favorite drivers for like the last, 10 years or so, ever since he's been racing. He is he is talented. You put him in good equipment, he's going to win races. Look, for example, he's in the what you call it? Hang on.
So are we expecting Trackhouse in 2311 to up their teams now with Stuart Haas closing down?
Hang on, I'll be right back. Something's messing up.